Steve here, and right now me and my lovely wife Kirsty and my son Dublin and our dog are heading to Houston on an impromptu trip to go do some racing. We got old Goldie on the trailer. Today we had my son's Pinewood Derby where he dominated with his mini Goldie race car.
39.
Dublin, lane 4, lane 4. Big lead, big lead. Right lane.
All right.
324.
Good job, Bears.
And after that, I got a text message from my brother-in-law saying that he's going to import face-off tomorrow in Houston. And was like, you should come out. And I was like, ooh, that's a long way. But his family is all there. So my wife's like, all right, let's load up and go. So now we're all heading out to Houston. It's still middle of the night.
To my cousin's house.
Well, we got free room and board in Houston, so we're going to go ahead and make that journey out there. And tomorrow morning, me and Billy are going to be heading to the track to compete in IFO. Billy, if you remember, if you've been watching my channel for a while, has that rowdy little split window Beetle that he drag races. He also has a different car now that you're going to see a little bit more of this weekend. That is a even rowdier notchback, air-cooled rear-engine Volkswagen. So more on that to come. But right now we're just cruising, and I'll check in with you guys in the morning. Well, y'all, I have arrived at Houston Motorsports Park, the 8th mile track in Houston that's going to be hosting IFO Houston this year. And I have some disappointing news. In my typical style, I did not do my due diligence and my research on this subject. My brother-in-law, who lives in Houston, hit me up kind of last minute saying he was coming to this event, and my family likes to hang out with their family, so I'm like, okay, we jumped in the truck and we headed out. Well, when me and Billy were trying to figure out what classes we should be aiming to join, I got on their website to look at rules and found that they do not host drag racing competition at 8th mile tracks. So when IFO does an event at an 8th mile track, they do not set up any competition classes. So looks like I drove all the way to Houston to do some test and tune, so that's kind of annoying. Anyway, we out here. There's definitely some cool cars here. I saw a 400Z, I see a bunch of new Supras, Mark IV Supras, and NSX, you know, typical IFO scene. You know, I think the car show is going to be big. But let's see what we can get into today and see what kind of fun we can have. You better believe I'm going to call these boys out. This guy's on a Mickey Thompson ET Street. 400Z on some beats too, boy. Oh. We're going to see if these boys want to run something for sure. Billy's car drawing a crowd. So out at IFO today, and I got Goldie right here, of course. Billy's car is this nasty little notchback, dude. This is such a clean build. Billy is very detail oriented and shows and all the work that goes into this thing. He fabricated all this up. He machines a lot of his engine parts. He's got a mill and he makes a lot of custom parts for this thing. And he was kind of giving me the walkthrough last night. It's like full fiberglass front end notchback on a Haltech. Got the can switches and a Haltech screen, locked out shifter. This is a bad unit. big air-to-liquid intercooler over here that he fabbed up himself. And this is just a good build. Still air-cooled. Still basically a Volkswagen. Little wheelie machine. That thing's sick. All electric golf cart. So these are my boys from Kyle, Texas, Smiley Auto Works. This is one of the cars they brought, the 86. This thing is insane. Big turbo 2J. Super nice car. Turbo 400. Just a bad unit. What's up, brother? Doing all right? Yes, sir. Out here for a party. This is the Smiley Supra. We saw that last time we were at the track at that streetcar event. And it's going to be another badass event for my IFO. Unfortunately, Houston Motorsports Park is really cramped, and I think they're going to do like drifting and stuff too. So there's some drift cars that we have to share the pits with also. So really a less than ideal situation. My truck and trailer are way down there, totally encapsulated with other cars. So I'm parked over here with Billy and his rig, so we can kind of keep it together. And I got the bottle warmed up, tank's full of gas. I'm gonna check the tire pressures real quick and flash a tune in it. It's still sitting on the slow track tune from Yellow Belly, so we're gonna change that up and see what we can do. I'm gonna change my my nitrous retard settings and my NOx settings a little bit, because I don't like how much timing is getting pulled whenever the nitrous is flowing. Maybe it needs to do that to keep things safe, but I just don't believe it. I think we're getting a lot of noise, and what we'll do is we'll just keep an eye on spark plugs. After a couple passes, we'll pull them out and take a look and see if anything looks iffy. But even still, the nitrous is only going to run for a short time whenever we're first getting started on the pass. I'm running Billy in the Beetle. I'm sorry, not the Beetle, the Notch Pack. I changed up the nitrous settings as I talked about earlier, so I don't think this is going to be a personal best by any means. But I made some other changes that might actually help too, so we'll get some data on this one. They've had a lot of issues on the track. Things have been really slow going. I don't know how many passes I'm going to actually get to make, but this ought to be a good race. Lousy launch, track is shit. I mean, I spun so hard, like worse than Yellow Belly. Went straight to the rev limiter, and then I just had to shift it and finish out the back. Honestly, surprised it still went a 6, but it gathered up eventually after I shifted into second. All right, so the issue that Billy had was his crank pulley bolt came out on track, and he lost his bolt, his pulley, and belt for his alternator. So he has a buddy here with us that drove his Type 1 Beetle here to watch the race, that took the crank pulley bolt out of his car that he has to drive home to put back into Billy's car. And so we just got that thing installed and torqued down, hopefully tight enough. But it's on a 16 volt system, so we'll be able to just charge it, and it should hold a charge long enough to go down the track. But hopefully that little fucker stays in place. All right, we're about to pull up now. Me and Billy are gonna do a rematch. Hopefully his pulley stays on. Hopefully I can hook up. I got the crappy tune flashed in the ECM now. Same one I use at Yellow Belly, so hopefully we can get down a little better and everything will work like it should. Time. I don't know if we're counting the first pass where his balancer fell off, but I think I am. So we're 1-1 right now. Billy's going for a 5. I've taken so much out of the hit and let a bunch of air out of the tires. I should dead hook here. The track seems to be getting better. I might be a little aggressive in how much I took out of it, but it should work. So here's hoping it hooks up good. And we both get a clean A to B. Still didn't take the hit. Thank you. He got me. He knows. He had a good pass. I spun a little. I ran another 6.3. It was like a repeat, a 1.5 60 foot. I ran like the same thing, but I was closer to him this time. Well, all in all, had a pretty good time in Houston. Car went a couple 630s. I figured out why I was kicking the tire on every single pass. The track, I was a little unfair about my assessment of the track. I think the track was actually decent later in the afternoon. I think it got pretty good, but I still kept kicking the tire just right off the button. And I figured out that basically what had happened was the change that I made to try to help the launch a little bit was to have the nitrous cut off a little bit closer to the 2-step limit. So before I had like a decent gap between where nitrous shuts off and my RPM limit on 2-step, and that created a little cushion. And so when I let go of the button, we would already be above the nitrous maximum RPM, so there would be no nitrous. So this time what I did was I tightened up that gap, took away that cushion, and basically what's happening is when I'm on 2-step and my 2-step limit is set to 4,000, the car is not really sitting at 4,000. It's sitting more at like 3,900. And that's because of the soft limit actually starts to retard timing before you get to the hard limit. So what was happening was I'd get on the brake, we'd reach target boost on the brake, and the nitrous would shut off. But as soon as I let off the button, the Megasquirt would see 3,900 RPM and be like, spray nitrous. And it would hit nitrous for just the first 100 RPMs of every pass. So as soon as you let off the button, it reverts back to like the base programming and resumes nitrous flow. So we were just getting just a little shot of nitrous, just right on the hit. And that's why I was knocking the tires off. So I got that sorted out in the tune. I'm gonna go back and do some testing this weekend at XRP. So be on the lookout for another video dropping on you pretty quick. I hope you guys liked the content I dropped on Billy's Volkswagen, because that was the more interesting car this weekend for sure. And we're actually really close in ET and mile per hour in the 8th mile. I mean, the cars are like dead even, but mine was not performing right because of a tuning error on my part. He ran his personal best in the 8th mile on this day. So he's probably going to get quite a bit faster. He can still use no lift shift on his. That's going to definitely take some time off his ET. And I'm going to have to get a little bit quicker to keep competing. But as of right now, the family rivalry is in his court. He's going to wear the title for now until we meet again. But that's all for this week. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.